You were the biblia.
I like to talk about speeches when I do evaluations in terms of value. I'm going to talk about 3 points of high value that I got from you, Chris. 2 places I think you can add value to your speech, and then I want to add an appreciation. So, the first point of high value was the speech was, the goal of the speech was your body speaks, and he needed to add gestures and facial gestures, etc., to add value to his speech. I thought he did a really good job of choosing a speech that would support adding gestures, building something, being able to use hand gestures, and looking at stuff and painting pictures, using his hands to paint pictures. I thought the speech supported that really, really well. And he did that when he was building the wall. 3 layers, brick, mortar. That was very well done. Eye contact. I noticed that he was very intentional of looking at the left side of the room and slowly working his way to the right side of the room. And Cindy's kind of over here by herself on an island, but he made sure he was very emphatic about looking at Cindy to make sure she was included as he gave his speech. Thirdly, I loved it was an emphasis to us that with facial expressions, we can communicate, and we can communicate well, or we can communicate poorly, but facial expressions on steroids was the concept that I got from that. I thought you did that very well, Chris. 2 places I think you could have added value. When you talked about how this room is probably twice the size of the houses you were building, gestures about this room and half the size, that would have added some value to me. Those are gestures I thought you could use. And then at the end of your speech, you got very comfortable, but you got very closed, and you put your hands together, and you kind of were wringing them. So find something else to do with your hands. Because that, just the wringing of your hands kind of detracted a little bit. So that's a place you can add value. And finally, appreciation. I really appreciated a new phrase that I want to put in my lexicon and use in my speeches: static lip syndrome. Very well done. Good job, Chris.